I'm going to use this deck that I haven't actually used before. Another reader that I met at a psychic fair when I was working one, actually gave me this deck, and he told me that it is very, very good for shadow work, I think. And I've been focusing a lot on like doing shadow work stuff myself for the last year or so, but I haven't actually felt called to use the cards yet until right this moment. So, some of them are like flipped. They're not even all facing the right way. I'm so confused. This is gonna be a mess and a half. Alright, let's do it. I don't know. See what happens. Oh. Immediately, I go to shuffle and the first two cards, like, that aren't a part of the deck, jumped right out for me to remove. It was in the middle. I just... Okay. Alright. Alright, cool beans. Anywho. Why is it like that? Okay. It's okay. Don't pay too much attention. Okay. I don't even know. To be completely honest with you right now, I have no idea who this reading is for. I feel like I need to stop on this card though. Okay. It feels like this card is saying, that there's a part of you, a darker aspect of you that is kind of waiting. I can't. It's just waiting. Like, it looks like it could be like on its way out, or it could be like on its way in, but really that depends on you. Yeah, your intention. So what is this part of you that you've separated from yourself, that you don't identify as a part of you, but it's just like hanging there in your field? What is that? But that's the thing. Looking at it, it feels so familiar. It feels like there's still a huge connection between your heart and that part of you that you're seeing as this darkness. Okay, because the darkness isn't actually darkness. It's just a part of you that you have been judging. It's just there. It's just been there. It's been there this whole time. And it's not going anywhere, no matter how much you would want it to. Sorry. Yeah, man. It's there and it's waiting. It's waiting for permission to come back and show you what it has to offer. But really, I'm feeling like this intense pressure in my heart center. But in a way that's affecting my back. I can feel it in my back. Ah, yeah, because it's a part of you that you should be loving, but you pushed back. So now it's like, hey, I'm here, but you need to allow it to come forward. But You need to allow the space for it to come forward. A controlled environment where whatever you're worried about it doing, it can't be a menace. For me personally, this would be Alex, the part of me that I had thought was too big, too expressive, too weird and random, um, and that needed to be toned down and was too emotional, and stuff. But now I'm understanding that, all of that stuff was her strength, our strengths. All of that was a huge part of who we actually are, and suppressing that made us a whole person that we weren't meant to be. It's not, yeah. Um, so it's not necessarily something like big and scary, but I mean, if there's something like that about that's big and scary that you haven't been facing, yeah, you should probably face that, and you should face it. I was gonna say with someone that you trust, but I feel like it would be more powerful. I was actually gonna say the word potent, and then my mouth said a different word. um, to do it on your own. Yeah, no. Yeah, you need to do it on your own. But tell someone that you're doing it so that they can be aware of, like, if you change in any way, or if you have any, like, what was I going to say? I don't know. Yeah, no, that's right. When I said change, I could have meant two things. So one way it would be like this part of you that you were afraid of literally takes over, and I don't know, does stuff, acts out of character for what you wanted people to think that you were, or whatever. Or you talk to this part of yourself and you face it, and you end up processing things which might take a couple of days, and it might shift your perspective, and you might need to slow down on your, like, usual routine. You might have to rethink some things that you normally do habitually, so, like, yeah. Yeah. um this thing, this this aspect of you, it actually has so many potent gifts, so many things that come with it. It feels like it has had so much time in solitude that it didn't have much else to do but to pour its energy into something. And now it has this something, and it wants to share it with you. And I feel like this is, like, such a gift. I feel like it is, for some reason, because I feel so much warmth and gratitude from it. It's like this part that you're rejecting, you, for some reason, you've got all of these, like, all of these bad ideas about it, all of these thoughts and feelings, all these beliefs, and you're, like, judging it, and you're like, oh well, like, it must be shit, must be not good, must be not okay. I don't want to talk to it, I don't want to face it, blah blah blah, because everyone said that it's not good. And like, I think it's just the fact that you're afraid that you'll embody more of that, which people told you wasn't safe to embody earlier. But that's the thing. In order to make the world more comfortable with people being themselves, they have to be able to do that. We have to have more people doing that. We have to show people what that looks like. And this part of you that you've been pushing aside has something that will give you a new perspective of them and what their purpose is and what they had to offer. Because I feel like their purpose was misjudged. I think that the energy, it feels like it's a form of protector energy, right? But it is very, very deeply loving. There's been this theme today around those that have a large capacity to love. That if you don't handle it properly, if you don't cleanse all of the things, all of your experiences through your being, then it can turn into the most powerful of like bad intention. So the deeper you love, the darker you could be. And it's because of protection. It's about like, if you love someone, you want to protect them, right? If you don't love someone, you really don't give a shit about protecting them, right? So the fact that there was a part of you that was designed to protect you, and well, that means that that part of you loved you so fucking much that it was enraged at the fact that you were being like mistreated, right? Now we're not talking about happy times, happy bubbly times. Now we're talking about the kind of darkness, this kind of creature. I guess this is a general reading. We're talking about the kind of person that would maybe lash out at people, get like enraged, right? If you have like a part of you that's like that and you try and repress it, you try and suppress it and push it down and stuff because you know that it's not good for people, but it's still like, this is a thing that you really need to face, because it is only like that because it loves you and is protecting you. And obviously it is super traumatized itself. Usually these protector parts of ourselves are the ones that were going through the trauma for us. Okay? So that part that held all of the trauma for you before you got any skills to learn to deal with trauma, that part wasn't the part that was learning to deal with the trauma. That part was still the part that was holding it while the rest of you learned to deal with it. So now, the rest of you that has gained some skills needs to have a conversation with this part that has been holding onto the trauma for you. Okay? And you need to say, like, like, thank you for even forming in the first place to look after us. Thank you for trying to look after me, and thank you for trying to stand up for me when we got re-triggered. And I'm sorry that you kept getting re-triggered because we hadn't dealt with your pain yet. You know? Like, these are very important conversations to have with parts of yourself. Yeah. So, for everyone that is listening to this, that part of you that you're pushing away, it's not inherently bad. And if it has done anything bad in the past, it thought that it was doing the right thing to protect you. And it still needs help and support. And recognition, bro. Recognition. It deserves recognition. It has multiple things to share with you. Multiple things. And all it's doing is waiting for the invitation to come back. It doesn't have to share all of the things at once. It can show you one thing at a time. But please communicate with this aspect of self. 16 minutes. I'm just on one card. I did talk fast. Anyway. I'm gonna, after this, I'm gonna look up what this card actually means in tarot, because it looks like it's 7 of Swords, and I don't know what that means. I just channel shit through the images. I really should learn these things. Nah. Quick sidebar. I've wanted to learn like how like actual tarot with the all of, you know, because I just channel and I don't like read tarot cards with the meanings of the tarot cards. I derive meaning from things, but I don't even need the cards to do that. I can channel directly. But anyway, my point is, the only tarot cards that I've ever been interested to know what they actually mean is the Binding of Isaac ones, and that's specifically for gameplay, and that won't tell me what they actually mean. But if there's a real deck of real tarot cards that are Binding of Isaac themed, you know, the video game, I need that. I want that, and I will study the shit out of those. My brain won't let me study normal ones, but those ones, because I want to learn what they do in the game and in real life. And then when I'm playing the game, then I will like remember what the tarot cards do and stuff. And then when I'm doing tarot in real life, then I will be remembering the game. But anyway, moving on. That part of you is literally waiting with its energy wide open, by the way. It's like it's looking right at you. It's like, I'm ready. Are you ready? We gonna do this? Anyway, next one. For some reason, just getting like a lot of torment and suffering in this one. It feels like I'm trying to figure out. It feels like it's nothing, no one in particular. It's interesting because I feel like you're the space. This is the card. At the moment, it feels like you're the space in between things. It feels like there's so much like torment, so many people like in turmoil, like not wanting to see themselves, not wanting to see the world, not wanting to see anything. It's like everything is too painful. It's like they feel dark and dirty within themselves, so they feel like they don't want to look at anything around them, because they're expecting that either the things around them are going to look just like them, like be a reflection of that energy, or that other people will see that darkness within them that they are trying to hide. It feels like this is the nature of life at the moment. And it feels like we need to be moving in a direction of literally moving in the direction of the energy that feels the lightest, that feels the brightest. Because, but you can't look outward for the light. The light shines from within you and connects to your path, and then the path is illuminated. But you need your light to be shining first. You need your light to be shining first. Do you know how to activate your light? You do the things that spark joy for you, that make you feel excited and happy. Things that you've always wanted to try. Things that you thought that you'd never have a chance to try. You know? You do those things, you follow those things, and you'll start to light up more. You'll start to recognize your heart shining and feeling the warmth of the joy, right? And then generally that light, the things that you want to do, the things that inspire you, going out and doing those things comes before the spark. Before the spark lights you up, right? You need to make the conscious decision to go and do the thing, and then the sparks will begin activating, right? So my VCR is talking to me. So it's very, very difficult to follow your path if it's not illuminated, and to know that you're even on it if it's not illuminated. And the thing is, like, you need to make the decision to do the thing. You need to do the thing. And it's not just one thing. Okay. No. Okay. I was going to say, I feel like for one person it is. And then it's like, no, it's because they'd already been doing other things. They're not as, like, pent up as the rest of the collective. And I'm like, okay. Well, anyway. Yeah, because it feels like a lot of us in this collective have not had that many opportunities to try lots of new things. Or, like, you never really went out of your way to make it a priority. You're like, you might say, oh, I never had the opportunity to do that. But then it's like, have you prioritized that, made that your top priority so that it has to be done no matter what? Have you done that yet? If not, give that a go. um, because, yeah, we need that link to be established. But sometimes, like, it does feel like blindly just following things at first. At first, you do kind of have to use your brain to think about what were things that used to make me feel excited before. And pay attention to the fact that it's your body's wisdom that you're paying attention to when you're noticing like energy shifts and stuff. So the brain can help you recall the things that the body has responded to energetically before. And that's what we want. We want to feel the body's energetic reaction to thinking about these things. And if the body reacts in a cool, excited way, then we want to go and try the thing. But that's the thing. Sometimes trying the thing doesn't go as you expect, or whatever. You don't like the thing as much as you thought, or sometimes you're just put in the wrong place with the wrong people, and all a part of the journey, because it's all about finding yourself and who you are. And so if you, for instance, want to go do like some sort of martial arts or kickboxing or ninja training or something, and then you go sign up for like a free class or something, you could go there and you can be totally inspired by the people there, but the thing isn't what you thought. But the people there actually do other things that are more in line with what you were meant to do. So you're actually meant to go there to meet those people, to learn about these other things, get all these new possibilities rolling. Or, you know, no. Interesting. Because I was going to give the opposite, like, example, and then that happened. So, and then it doesn't want me to say what I was going to say. So, whatever. Anyway. It really feels like people are all over are receiving information from everywhere, but it's information that contradicts what they want to believe, and it's hurting them. It's painful. And this has been my experience with people in my life. That's how they respond to me. So, but it feels like you're just like in it, like moving through it, like witnessing that the rest of the world is like this. I mean, that the people are like this. But nature, the rest of nature, they're like, what do you mean? They're like receiving the information that we're receiving energetically. And they're like, okay, thank you for the update, thanks for the information. And then they let it flow through them and they accepted it and they got it. And they're like, okay, cool. Oh, new information? Oh, let me recalibrate my being. Alright, now I have a new understanding. Well, good. That's what the rest of nature does. But humans think that they know better because they're stupid. So when they receive information that goes against what they wanted to believe, instead of receiving it, receiving the wisdom and taking it on board, I mean, like, thank you, universe, for showing me this. Thank you for providing me with this new information that can completely transform my perspective of myself and life. They're taking it as an attack. I already hit 30 minutes. That's how long a session with me would normally go for. But I want to keep going. I don't, do I? Okay. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just quickly. I want to do one more because I only pulled 2 cards. Alright, so after acknowledging that part of yourself that you've been avoiding and letting it in and talking to it and getting more of an understanding of what it wants to offer you, so whatever this part of you has to offer you, I want you to journal about it. Yeah, I want you to actually write shit down about it, okay? You need to write about this interaction with this part of yourself. What it says to you. So imagine, just like literally imagine a conversation that you're talking to each other, but don't like force anything. Just like allow responses to come, you know? Whatever comes, trust that that is truth, you know? Just practice doing that. But so this part of you wants to communicate. It's very open and it's waiting for you to acknowledge it. So it will come forward with information. So, but maybe if you don't receive the information like immediately, or if it doesn't like come readily, like I said, then you might have blocks up and the information might end up coming to you, but like in a different way than you expected it. So just keep in mind that you are a receiver and you can pick up on things. And after you have journaled about your interaction with that part of yourself and what it has to offer you and how you feel about that, I want you to try and connect with the universe, God, or your higher self, or maybe even just a loved one that you trust who is in spirit, and ask them for the truth. Only ask like the ascended versions, the higher versions of your loved ones, because sometimes when people pass, they've still got some like of that karmic energy in them, and they've still got like the human mindsets and judgment and stuff. So yeah, there we all have many different layers, and spirit is on it. It's all you can call upon a highest version. You know, you can call upon whichever tier that you really want to, but it's best to do the highest one to ask for clarity and confirmation on what that part of you spoke to you about. And or you can even try and connect to your future self, to the version of you in the future on your highest timeline, and then ask how you implemented the gift that that part of you had given you to propel you forward to where you're supposed to be. Do that. That sounds like fucking awesome time. Am I meant to be teaching people how to do these things? Because I'm just like, hey, you should do this. People are like, if you don't know, request. And then I will explain. I will plan it all out and everything. It'll be great. After all of that, sorry, I didn't even look at the third card yet. you'll be seeing things from a completely different perspective. You will be seeing things from a higher perspective once you do these things and speak to that part of yourself. You'll start to see where, if you want to, the breadcrumbs will all be there, the puzzle pieces will all be there for you to see why everything has happened the way that it has. Because once you have a conversation with the darker aspect which you see is from your past, and you have a conversation with the higher aspect that you see is from your future, you'll kind of see where you are in that, and then you'll see the steps in the path that took you in that direction, and then you'll kind of start to have more appreciation for like how things have gone and why, and then maybe you might have a different perspective of other people and what they've done to you and how they've responded to you and stuff, because you'll understand that it was all part of the bigger plan. It was all part of the bigger plan. And maybe you wouldn't be who you were, who you are meant to become. You might not have been able to get there if those things hadn't happened the way that they did. So, yeah. Indeed. Alright, I'm gonna end that there. That one's pretty cool. Alright. I love you. You should totally like this video, and you should totally like subscribe, and you should totally like tell other people to watch more when I upload more, because I really haven't been doing that much, but I will. Okay, I love you.